Unit 4, Part 1, Listening Skills.
Okay, so last week we discussed animal intelligence. I explained how animals transfer ideas and communicate in order to manipulate their environments. Let's take language as an example. Before any animal studies had been done, scientists thought that only the human brain was designed for language. However, experiments from the field of psychology produced intriguing results that weren't anticipated. They suggest that humans are not the only animal to take advantage of language. Early studies had failed to show that animals could do anything more than repeat things they had heard a person say based on rote memorization. However, in the 1960s, researchers studied apes because of their intelligence. One well-known case is that of Koko, who is perhaps the most famous gorilla today. That is, excluding King Kong. Koko was socialized in a human environment. A researcher named Francine Patterson raised Koko and taught her how to communicate. But because it turns out gorillas are not physically able to vocalize words, Patterson taught Koko to use American Sign Language. When Koko was very young, she used language to ask for food or other basic things. Now, that can also be seen as simply putting words together to get a desired result, hardly as developed as human language. Yes, I see you have a question.
Sorry, but I just don't get it. What exactly do you mean by language?
Well, for one thing, language is used in novel ways and in new contexts. Here is one example off the top of my head. Patterson said that Koko invented her own term for ring, a word she had never been taught. She put together the signs for finger and bracelet to come up with her way of saying ring. In many other situations, Koko figured out how to communicate rather complex ideas. For example, Patterson reported that when Koko had a toothache, she ended up telling the dentist the level of her pain on a scale from 1 to 10. According to Patterson, Koko's language was so developed and spontaneous that she could have an argument with her human caretaker. Koko is said to have a vocabulary of over 1,000 words. There is some controversy, though, about whether vocabulary alone is really a language. Now I will give the floor to an animal biologist who will talk a little more about animal language.